Hey, brother,
Yo,
how
yo,
you doing?
yo, what's the word, sister? How you doing?
Man, I'm sleep deprived. I'm living off of a few hours of sleep, but I'm good.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, I am too. I've been on this grueling grind this week. It's been nonstop.
Yeah, me too. And I've been bouncing from city to city. Good evening, get out, good evening, afternoon, wherever the hell y'all are. I'm in where am I? I'm in the smallest hotel I've ever been in my
Mm,
life. Like the room is literally like a size of a bedroom, like the smallest bedroom in your house, and they have
mm,
managed to fit a shower, a toilet, a bar because I don't even have a closet, and a big
mm,
bed in there. So I'm
mm.
Sarita. I'm the second half of this wonderful sibling pair, and I'm joined by my wonderful brother Xadian, who you ain't got your blue blockers on today, brother. What's up?
Nah, I'm about to put them on. I got them sitting on the desk. I be trying to give myself a break every now and then. You know what I
You commit crimes and misdemeanors over there. You're
mean?
supposed to have them on, you know. That's what the doctor said. I'm still trying to make sure all the men in my life. I need y'all to put me down as the the emergency contact so I can talk to your physicians and make sure you're telling the truth. I can't trust
Nah,
you.
I
I
always
can't.
be I always be telling the truth. Yeah, you know what
No, I can't trust you. I
I
can't trust. I'm so happy everybody has joined us in the Rose Garden. It's a special month, isn't it? Grandma Rose's birthday month.
Yeah, it is. But her birthday just passed, isn't it? Like a week
Yes,
ago. It's
it
funny.
did.
Shout out to Lynette. She used to be my personal trainer. It's her birthday today.
Oh, is it? Happy
Shout out to
birthday.
her. Happy birthday to
Yeah, and we had some family members that had birthdays in February, but the biggest one would be grandma's birthday, and she would be hopefully very happy with us. You
her.
gotta turn a little bit, brother. I'm seeing like your the side. There you go. We
I
want to
can't even
see your
see myself. I just see you on the screen. I don't see myself, period. You know what
oh,
I
see yourself. You know what yourself look like. You stay
mean? What do you see on yours? Because I look at the screen, I just see pretty much you. I got like a little
I got a smaller box now. They did an update, so I got a
that's
smaller box.
weird. That's the
I
way it's
see.
hell. I can't even see
What
myself.
you don't see my face? Like you can't look at me?
I see all of you. I don't know where I'm at, but
You're
it's all
you're you're
good.
you're to the right. You're probably to the right or to the left, like because
Yeah.
they made the screen like the other person is much bigger, so you are much bigger now. So I know I'm
Okay.
seeing the same thing. So yeah, what
Wow.
was wrong?
I don't even know
Like,
where I'm at. Huh?
you don't want to see my face?
Nah, I do. I do. I do. What's up with you,
Listen,
bro? So what were you saying? You was saying grandma's birthday, right?
it was grandma's birthday, and I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah. Shout out to grandma, man. I
I
wonder,
was
I wonder where all souls go in this universe when they transition to the higher plane. But like, I definitely hope that there's some connection back to us that she sees us and she's very proud. Hopefully.
I hope so too. I thought about that on her birthday, and then I was like, I cuss a lot like her, so I wonder if
Mhm.
she knows she gave me that cussing gene.
I don't recall her cursing a lot like that in just normal talking. I think she was more she was a people always say she was very sophisticated, like she came from France or something.
Let me
And the
tell you
way she
something.
spoke, but I mean she only cursed if you remember her cursing, that's because you did something wrong. She was
Well,
only cursing in those times, you know what I
I never
mean?
heard a person put together a curse word so eloquently. Long-sided huzzy and son of like,
Mhm.
what is that? Like, where do
But
you
that's
put
not
that?
really cursing though. Like I never heard her say like the traditional curse words like F, S, whatever, those things. She never said those, but she would call you huzzies and bastards and stuff.
Those are definitely harsh words for sure, but um she was a cusser. Oh, she cussed. I just can't. I spent more time with her because y'all would be at school, so she cussed. She called people names and stuff. She was a very interesting person. So I'm so excited it was her birthday. And I hope we honor her with our time. But because I'm sleep deprived, I'm having all this brain fog. So I had to
Hmm.
take notes about what we were going to talk about. So a couple of things happened.
Hmm.
A couple powerful things happened. One, uh, uh, the group chat over there talking, and one of the things they wanted me to bring up with you was, first of
Mm.
all, I've been too busy to be looking at the group chat. So this is an older reference than last week's session, but we got to go to it. They want some atonement. So
My
what
homeboys want to get on the group chat. They said add them to it.
they want to get in it.
Yeah, my homeboy said, "Let's, hey, where's the group chat at so we can get on there, joint?" So I said,
Oh, that would be
join,
awesome.
join on these on the online here, and chat your comments, brothers, so you can get at
Oh,
these
yeah.
ladies in the group chat,
Put them in
man.
the comments because they ready. And you know, one of the things that they want some atonement for, because, and I'm old to the group
Mhm,
chat because I was too busy. I've been traveling to different conferences and stuff. But
mhm,
that, when I brought up the idea about the boxer who had the toupee, they said they make an observation of bald-headed brother. They said
hmm.
bald-headed brother has a problem whenever there's a problem in the male species, what you do is make that problematic person like an outlier, right? And they really want you to bring it back. And what they're saying is it's more of the norm. Like there's men out here faking the funk, and they wanted you to sit in that, just like you want when you talked about horizontal braids, and then you listed the BBL, and then you listed the hair extensions, and then you even went so far as to say makeup, which they all had a problem with because they said women aren't the only people wearing makeup or getting eyebrows shaped and things like that. They said you had a hard time with those women, but when I gave you evidence, in fact, I got to share the screen so you could see the lift of that man's toupee. What you said, and I quote, was there something wrong with him?
Well, let me ask you this. Let me ask everyone this question. Before that moment, have you ever in the history of boxing ever seen that? Anything like that happen? Has that ever
No,
happened in the history of boxing?
I
So
would say
not
no.
only me, so this is again, this ain't the gospel by Xadian. You know what I mean? Not only me, but
Now you're running from it.
the
There you go again.
sportcaster, the people calling the fight, all of them shocked, total shock by what's going on there, right? Nobody would expect nothing like that to occur. So if that's the case, then so like if this was the norm,
Okay.
nobody be surprised. They'd be like, you know what? Oh, that dude's got that normal piece on. Like like y'all got the makeup or whatever. That's color to nine or whatever. However the makeup, I don't know what lipstick, makeups, whatever the category is, because I don't do it obviously, so I don't even know what the label is. But y'all would know because y'all know what it is. But no man knew what was going on there until the man's wig got pulled off, and they said, "Oh my God, that's that's a toupee." I don't even think that's what it's supposed to be called because I thought a toupee was something like a wig. You know what I mean? So anyway, long story short, I'm calling it exactly what it is. That is odd. You know what I mean? It never happened. Now, you know what I mean? So
Never
I
happened in
can't.
boxing,
It
but
never
you want to
now.
say, because Steve Harvey, he had a hair piece. There are men walking around in this world, and Steve Harvey had the thick one too. There are
Well,
men walking around in this world that are also doing it. But what we want from the group chat is we want some acknowledgement that some of that harshness that you give women, because what you said in the same vein was there is a motivation to present yourself as not yourself. And then you went list these things, right? So
yeah, but
isn't it
most men don't present themselves as not themselves physically. See, that's like I said. Now
what you talking about women?
this starts like a new age conversation because this is new stuff. Just like before when I went to school, there was only two genders. It was male and female. Nowadays, from what I'm told from the kids that are in school currently, they get taught about all these other genders, which is way confusing to me. You know, not to say anything specifically about the genders and stuff. I just don't understand it because to me, biological male, biological female is the only thing that I could go by. Now eh, to me now these new age men, right, which is an artifact of all kinds of combination of things at least of which is not uh the feministic mindset that is effeminating men, you know what I mean? And then villainizing like
You
they could
know,
call healthy male healthy male personas. They making like healthy healthy males seem like we the villain nowadays, you know. So what I'm trying to say is the whole sum total of this produces that type of man that is in the very real sense acting like a woman, putting on fake hair things and this and that. Like that ain't a normal thing men do. That's new stuff,
or
you know.
is it something that so we've deduced before that it could be that it's happening and you're not talking about it. See, women are, and then this would challenge your perspective on women, where you say women are not presenting themselves authentically, where women are. Y'all aren't being authentic. That's what the group chat wanted you
So
to
women
what
don't wear the women don't wear wigs, extensions, tracks, makeup. They don't get BBLs. They ain't getting breast augmentation. They ain't
that is
getting injections.
happening.
Women ain't
So
doing that.
men are getting, we saw the group chat put a post in there where a man got the surgery to elongate his limbs because he was too short. A guy just made Instagram, he got a penile enlargement surgery and died. Okay.
How he died? Died from what?
I have no idea, but the surgery did not work and he died. So men
Wow.
are getting surgeries as well. And then we have the boxer. So what is happening is the human condition is, we are experiencing the human condition where people are not satisfied with themselves. And as technology has increased, excuse me,
Bless you. Bless you. That was a big buildup. I heard you breathe that one in before it came out. No,
I'm in
I
these
feel
group
you.
rooms and shit. I can't. I'm getting cold. I'm
Hey,
getting COVID. I'm going to play. I can't. I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta go home, Toto. But,
no, I
you
feel
know,
you though on what you saying because I heard this shit on the internet, man. I don't know. I don't believe everything I read and hear on the internet. So I'm gonna say this that you know it just prefacing with that it ain't validated, right? But it's similar to the Matrix story. But they were saying that they did these experiment with mice, you know,
uh,
people's favorite creature. So these they put four mice, two males, two females together. So in a very short period of time, they had hundreds and then thousands of mice, right?
wow.
So uh after that occurred, what ended up happening is the mice had social indulgence overload. So they wouldn't
Mm,
reproduce anymore. And then they
wow.
had this concept of the beautiful ones, like the males weren't lost interest in the females. All of this because of the social interaction was just so overloaded, meaning and they're paralleling that to what's happening on social media and the global connected world now. So they're
Mhm.
saying that this is occurring because they said that statistically speaking, that the current generation that's you know capable of having consensual sex are
Mhm.
having less sex with each other than previous generations, and it's all because of this overindulgence in the just the social mechanisms that they connect digitally, right? So that
Wow.
so that so that had me thinking about what you're saying about these concepts of what gets created through
Mhm.
this overabundance of stuff, you know.
Right.
So
Right.
maybe these dudes are, they realizing like, okay, maybe I can do some stuff to make myself different. I'm short and like you said, elongating their limbs and then doing all these enhancements with themselves. But the thing that they lack is, real self-love and acceptance and appreciation, and then enhancing the things they can and not worrying about the things they can't. Because I also believe, and you tell me, like, from the female perspective, right? I'll speak
Uh-huh.
from the male perspective, and you just tell me from the female perspective.
Okay.
You know, if you had to, like, I wonder what it does to your real self-esteem of knowing, right, that you really, fundamentally were 5'8", let's say, right?
Right.
But now
Mhm.
you made yourself to be 6'1" or 6'2", 6'3" or something through
Mhm.
surgery.
Mhm.
And then, you walk around and you know, you have to hide that dirty little secret or something that you did to
Right.
alter yourself because you ain't gonna go and say that this is what I did, right? But when people start talking about the short ones, and because anybody under 6 foot, whatever, short, whatever, when they start talking about that, and you, it doesn't make you feel bad
Mm.
internally that that's really truly who you are. And if you was to get on that bandwagon and you like, just trashing,
You be
your
the
sincere self.
yourself.
Yeah, just like now, let's say, you know, like I said,
We
we only.
the parallels can be with this weight loss because I hear so many women, and I don't know about men, but I know men are on it too,
Hmm.
with the weight loss shots.
Hmm.
And what I think is interesting is the very people who have been benefiting the most then shame the people who have decided not to do it.
Hmm.
And what I've noticed, and this is a psychological thing, is that people make room for things that they're uncomfortable with. Like, so it's okay with you for
Hmm.
you to do it, but other
Hmm.
people can't do it. So
Hmm.
it's like we
Hmm.
create this alternate reality so that we can live with our choices and we can live with our decisions. But then when other people don't do it, we want to be critical. So let me tell you something. I'm in the group chat, okay? And I'm gonna tell you that group chat don't ain't the same size that it was. And I can tell you some of the people in the group chat hired trainers and did it through real natural ways, and you can tell the difference. And then the other people in the group chat went on them shots. Now, however it went down for you, because a lot of them needed to be on the shots. And my question always is like, when I see people, I'm like, don't you know there's a shot out there or a pill? Like, it's
Well,
no
do
longer
something is what you're saying. Like,
right.
at
Do
least do
like,
something to address it, regardless of what it is. Like, just do something.
just do something, right? Because
Hmm.
they're real serious cons for all the people in the group chat, regardless
Hmm.
of where they're living on that spectrum. Their life has enhanced in some way. But I understand what you're saying. Then we to look back and thumb our nose, which is a human characteristic. Humans only do that, like, we go back and say, well, I was once fat, but I'm gonna talk about all the fat people, you know,
Right, right.
you was fat for 20 years. So again, I get it, and it's a part of the human condition, and that's what you're saying. It's like we're making room for things that even if we're a part of that group, then we want to diminish and shame. And I think we need to do a better job because that's why so many people want to tell lies and be, yeah, I'm working hard. Girl, you working as hard as that shot's working. Because as soon as that wear off, you ain't gonna be
Yeah, man.
working no hard.
Well,
And so,
our grandmother told us, a lot of things. Now, one of the things is she used to always talk about this self-esteem, you know.
mhm,
And as kids, I know when she was saying this stuff, we probably couldn't grasp the concept at the time. Yeah, I know I didn't, because I
mhm,
to me it's just a word, it's just like
yeah,
love or something like this. She used to be like self-esteem, self-esteem, high
she did. She
self-esteem, low self-esteem, all this stuff.
yeah.
So when I look at it, I'm like, well, when you actually are disciplined and you go through a physical transformation because you made a lifestyle change and the choices that you're making,
Mhm,
and then and that those choices lead to you enhancing your appearance, whether that
right.
is losing weight, gaining muscle, became an overall more healthy through doing
Mhm,
this. Maybe you change your overall health
mhm,
condition and all this
mhm,
stuff, and you just overall just look better and feel better. Like I
right,
feel like because you earned it that way, you know, it reinforces some internal self-esteem you might have, right? Also,
right.
though, you know, I think, it just does something deeper because, you might kind of be reintroduced to yourself, right? Because let's just
Right.
say if you're a heavy person, you know, you take on a whole nother look than you do
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
and when you're kind of like, let's just say, right size, right? You know, you you look different, and you could one could arguably say like this is your the real you. And
Yeah.
sometimes people would be like, well, this is first time I'm meeting you and seeing you in this way. But I think if you do these things where, let's say like a woman, because I do see how like women do this where they get like they had flat chested and they get like a breast augmentation, and now they wear all these low cut revealing their cleavage and all this stuff, and they're getting a whole bunch more attention from that, right? But I
Mhm.
just be wondering, in the back of their mind, do they have this thought process of like, well, I wasn't getting this type of attention from this area before I did this thing, and now me doing this, it ain't sincerely who I am naturally.
Right.
So now, in order for me to get this attention or to get acknowledgement that I'm attractive, sexy, beautiful, whatever, I had to fake this. Whereas
Mhm.
I could say that there's some women who are not, because once again, it's a spectrum, like you said.
Yeah.
But there's some women who are not, uh, what you would consider like the physical archetype of beauty.
Mhm.
But because they radiate, like they emanate beauty from their
Yeah.
spirit and their soul,
Yeah.
they make themselves, uh, more attractive. Like I've seen it through, like just something simple like the way a woman talks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
Mhm.
could see, like if my eyes will tell me one thing, but then the moment she talks, and it's just better, lack of a better way to say it, loving, compassionate, caring, nurturing, just soft and sensual, whatever. That
Yeah.
makes it overcomes, what you see physically. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So so to me, the realness comes from, deep within, the individual, which I feel like is lack because you could always slap on something, an external covering or something, and then, make it appear to be something that it ain't. You know what I mean?
Well,
But you
that's not
still can't
true.
take away what's
My
underneath
grandma,
it,
you
you know?
know, but and I'm blessing you with those words. You're absolutely right. We can't take away. But grandma told us the truth about it. Ugly plus ugly equal ugly. And so I'm going with that. We gonna keep that going. It just to change gears a little bit because what you talked about, you said something about authentic. You're trying to talk about like it radiates through and shine through. So the group chat also been talking about a lot of things, and
Mhm.
one of the things is prenuptial agreements
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
the idea that um, uh, men are asking for them now in
Mhm.
ways that they've never experienced before. And we have a
Mhm.
family who
Mhm.
is going through it.
Mhm.
And what was interesting in the request is these people are not that for our family member, I would say they're not as accomplished as you and I are. They're not as old as you and I as you and I are. But
Mhm.
one of them definitely is seeking to secure what they have come into the relationship with, and thinking about the end in mind. And
Mhm.
so there's a lot to unpack there because the group chat had two ends of it. And this is the first
Mhm.
and only time that I really jumped in the group chat and gave my 2 cents. So I'll
Mhm.
give you their part of it
Mhm.
is, and then the other dynamic we need to talk about is in this discussion, we talked about red flags, yellow flags, and green flags. And I said, why so many damn flags? If we need all the main flags, we just don't need to be in relationships. We'll get to that. But when what they were arguing is that if a man is coming to the relationship with the end already in mind, are they sincerely um, committed to the relationship? And they listed several reasons, but for their concerns. One of them being like if a man loses their ability to make income, because a lot of times when we talk about prenups, we're talking about the money and the assets they bring in. And let's just say they get infirmed. Then now I got to become your caregiver. Am I going to get paid the time to caregiver, right? Like let's talk about this. Like, are we going to create a prenup that says that I got to now come home, wash your behind, take you to medical appointments? There's a cost to me in time that you're going to lose if you get infirmed. So that was a really good discussion. The other part of that was, why is it that men seek to protect their finances first before they're protecting any other parts of what makes a relationship whole, like commitment, honesty, trust? So I thought that was a good discussion. Now, I had a different take
Well,
on.
I don't think that men be protecting the so I just one correction on that thing, because I think like men do, if they going into that thing with the prenup deal,
Mhm.
it's not just the financial thing, because I do think that the other aspects of those things are fundamentally important to men. You know what I mean? But
Right.
let's
Okay.
talk about it, right? Because I would say this in your question, right? Is I think it's the man's obligation, normally, no matter what, even if a woman participates in this and contributes to it or whatnot,
Mhm.
it is the man's obligation for the lifestyle that y'all gonna lead. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So right now, if I see a couple and they're living in the forest, you know what I mean? It's a husband and a wife, and they living in the forest and they smoking crack all day long and all that. I'm saying that's the man leadership, like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so
Y'all in the
anyway,
forest because
so
the
whatever
man.
position y'all the couple finds themselves in, I think the man in terms of financially is the one that has to take that responsibility on. So if that's true, then if a person is adverse to a prenup, are they also adverse to other financial protections like life insurance policy or
Mm,
health insurance coverage? So if I'm coming to a
that's a great
relationship and
thought.
I know, hey, well, at one point one of us going to die, so I'm gonna pay for health insurance for me so that in the event that I'm gone,
You mean
our
life?
family, yeah, I'm sorry, life insurance, sorry, yes, that in the event that I'm gone, that y'all will be taken care of somewhat financially, right?
Okay.
So then also now, if I'm doing that, thinking of that kind of end, I got to think of all the ends that are possible, right? And one
But
end could
cut you off
be,
to
yeah,
cut you off. But prenup is by definition an agreement to protect assets.
100.
So it's not necessarily like the agreement, like how we're going to protect our family legacy, which is what I think
But
you're just.
life insurance is all life insurance fundamentally. The purpose of life insurance is not to create a legacy. The purpose of life insurance is to be a temporary replacement of the income lost by the person that that life insurance policy covers. So that's what it's for.
Well, why
So
I use
it's
the word legacy is a
mm,
legacy implies the person who had the income is no longer with us, which would then it would be given to spouse or your
to secure assets basically is what it's for.
okay.
Because so
I give you that. I give
fundamentally that's what that
it's
is. So
basic. But it's still
so it's the
in your
same kind
law.
of concept. It's the same
But a
concept.
prenup, you're not dying. You are very much we're just breaking up.
Yeah,
And
but
you're
I mean something is dying,
either
which is the relationship, because in the vows,
Lord have
it
mercy.
says it says it says what God has put together, no man tear asunder.
You
So
remember
all of
your
the things,
vows, don't you?
yeah, so the things that come to one, right? So that means that
Yes.
the two lives have become one. So this is a new thing now, right? And
Yeah.
inside of this relationship, if that relationship is something has died, which is that
Okay.
relationship. So what I'm saying is it's a intellectually smart thing for a person who has already amassed assets, right? To come to, just like right now, it used to be a joke. that the comedians would be telling about dating Oprah. You know what I mean? Because Oprah was somebody that, in the black community as a woman has amassed some wealth for herself.
Right?
So so men would be like, "Oh, I'm dating Oprah." Like basically, I'm good. Like I'm good now because financially I'm good. I'm taken care of. You know what I mean? But I would think for her, definitely, if she's gonna meet somebody that's gonna become part of her life or whether in this kind of a way, it would be only intelligent and smart and wise for her to do a prenup, which any woman in that situation probably would have no problem with. But
I would
now
agree.
but because the financial aspect of all these relationships is men role is supposed to do this, and most men are abused in this way. You know what I mean?
Lord have
Now,
mercy.
now it's only wise for them to come to the table saying, "Look, uh, if you in this for me, then let's let it be for me and not what I have, right? So let's sign this prenup to
But
protect, so
wait,
I
let
can
me
protect
ask you something.
myself."
Do
Mhm.
you believe, because that's the part I think everybody in the group chat is struggling with, to include me, but I have a
Mhm.
different take on it. I'm not giving you my take yet. So if the two are becoming one,
Mhm.
should that now one, the person who didn't have, not benefit from the person who does have? Would do you believe so I'm supposed to continue at my status or my whatever when I have married someone who can help me advance and become
Well, let me ask you this from the flipping the table, because I mean, I think women looking at this from the side of their side, which is more of the receiving side, you know. So
okay,
let's flip
okay,
this to the side of the administrator, right? So
okay,
if you're Oprah, you can amass the wealth like Oprah, and the reason why I use Oprah because
because it's a
we
big
can we
it's
can honestly say this, right? In truth,
right.
Oprah isn't the most beautiful thing out there, you know. So like I'm saying is
That in the
but
name of
so
peace.
the thing is that you ain't gonna be drawn to her because of her physical beauty. You know,
Well,
it's a
Canadians not somebody
well,
like
no,
Oprah.
okay. What if
Like
if y'all want to say that? I'm gonna say a whole group of men ain't gonna be like, oh, Oprah is so she ain't the standard of beauty out here. You know, Color Purple reference, let's say,
oh,
right?
no way,
All
no
right.
way, no way.
So then let's say this then.
You are about to
If
that
she ain't
group
if she
is
ain't the
about
standard, but if she ain't the standard of beauty, she is the standard of a woman, a business boss chick, boss queen getting it. She's the standard of that for sure,
okay,
right?
okay.
So now, if I'm average Joe Blow meeting Oprah and using her standard, I'm just the garbage man or the landscaping dude. I'm average Joe Blow, right?
Okay. Okay.
And she just happens to fall in love with me, right? And I'm stepping into a brand new level of lifestyle that's way above my station and my
Okay.
ability to get.
Okay.
And let's just say, you know, I stay with her for a year or whatever, and then I just decide, Oprah, I'm just not happy. I don't know why I'm not happy, but when you come in the house, you don't cook dinner for me, and you know, you haven't seen me in a couple weeks. You've been business all. I feel neglected. And Oprah, I'm leaving you. But in order for me to leave, I've been accustomed to this lifestyle for this last year. So you need to give me, $1 million a month. So is that fair? Was that fair for Oprah?
You're so sincere. You're so
Now I'm
sincere.
asking you, was it? Would you do? You,
You know,
would any woman in the world think that that's fair for Oprah to do for that
not
man?
the way you're telling this story. So I'm gonna continue in line with the story. I would say Oprah has completely been taken advantage of,
One
and
hundred percent.
that there should have been some protections. But here's where I push back. Okay, so I'm giving you your stars on this one. Oprah was harmed in that.
One
Okay.
hundred percent.
She was. And certainly a prenup would have helped protect those assets. But my view on it was, well, if you're marrying someone who can elevate you, then why not fact if that person wants to protect the existing assets that you have before we're married, because that's truly what it is. This is before nuptials, then
Hmm.
build in something that says that after our nuptials, since you all this, you know, is what you protected after our nuptials, shall if my station elevates and I usurp you, or not even usurp you, but if I obtain assets that need to be protected because I believe in myself and my talents, this could be a mutually beneficial thing for both of us, that we are going to help support each other, because that's really what relationships to becoming one does. I now have access to Oprah's. Everybody want to be Oprah's friend. Don't you want her damn
Right,
Rolodex?
right,
I'm
right,
trying to
right.
be Oprah right now, and I want to know her. I want to know her Rolodex, because
No
what,
doubt. No
you know,
doubt.
so certainly, so if the poor little land boy didn't call and benefit from Oprah's Rolodex, shame on him. Maybe he leaving because he done elevated his station and found somebody. You never know. But I think that the argument in the group chat was, it was a selfish, and it was thinking about the end of the relationship, which meant it was not honoring their commitments. And I said, we could completely flip that around and say, we're going to honor both of our commitments and say, together we're becoming stronger. You got these little bit of things that you brought in here. I'm going to also protect the things that I have, what they may not be many, and any future earnings that we have together. Should this ship flip, then I want to make sure that I have protections, because I believe in my talents and I believe in what I bring, and I believe that coming together with you, you're going to bring something good for me, and that I can elevate up as well as you, and we can do that together. So since you only want to care about these little bit of assets you bringing in, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to protect my assets as I go and connect with you and get access to Oprah's Rolodex, let's just say. So I said that it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing. We could truly look at this as, this person is honoring their commitment to themselves, because I do think, like, if I got married at this age, it really would be hard for me to marry someone that brought nothing to the table. Like, that person, I mean, they gotta be real good,
Well,
like,
it ain't wise to do it ain't wise, period, to do that. Like, I mean, I think, like, if you were to engage yourself with somebody that has nothing to bring to the table, one, to be wondering about your own discernment, right? Because
right.
someone got to enrich you in several ways, right? Because otherwise, what's the point of us
What's the point?
being together? Because I think, again, the term "better together," is
Mhm.
said for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And usually, things are better together. I mean, we
yeah,
definitely do go more further and do more better things as a team. Now, the thing is this, though, you know, the concept is like this. If I go to the bank, where bank got assets, right?
right.
Now, the bank has a vault for a reason. You know what I'm saying? It got procedures of accessing the vault for a reason.
Right,
But me being a robber, if I was a robber mentality, and
right,
I come in and I say, it ain't, you having security guards and protective glass and locked doors and policies and procedures in a vault. That's not right. But I'm telling you not to have these things, because I know when I need to get a bag of cash, I know where to come to get it.
right,
And it's
right,
not secured. So
right, right,
but if I'm looking out for the concern, like, yeah, I want to bring a bank here to benefit the community, but we need to protect the assets and the people in the bank and all that stuff too. So we look
right,
out for the security of it. You know,
right,
if and I think if a person loves you, they're coming into the situation and they don't want your resources, but they want you. Why would they even care about that? Like, if they don't even care about what you have, then that
I
shouldn't
think
be.
it's the positioning of the conversation, because everyone that I've talked to, including this new family member, it came after the proposal.
It don't
So
matter. That's the thing. That's a, you got to have communication. Y'all got to talk at some point. So like just having a conversation, it shouldn't like that's why I say women, y'all women are selfish, boy. Women are so selfish creatures. Y'all super selfish. Wo- wo-
get
Women are so super. You know
to
why I say
accept
that? Because I say why if you you know why don't you bring it up? Hey, I know the truth about our situation is you got a whole lot more than I have. And I you already just being around you, you giving me comfort, you giving me security, stay, all that you didn't give me a bunch of things. So why don't you bring it up? Why
you
does the
know,
woman why did instead
group
of
chat has
waiting
I,
to
we the group chat will answer that question next week. But I
yeah.
think, but from what I know right now, is it's the positioning of the ask. So um, it was usually after they had already been proposed to, and that the discussions prior to, now careful, because this is I know this is, men be promising you the world, right? I'm gonna get you this, I'm gonna take you that, blah 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 blah, and then all of a sudden when the reality of us become the two becoming one, I want to make sure you don't get my car, the house that I got, I want to make sure I don't get the house,
But what does
all.
he have? What can he leave with? If you got the house and the car, can he get something? Can he come and sleep on the couch, and can he ride the car when he need to go somewhere to a doctor's appointment or to work or something? Will you drop him off? I mean,
Well,
like it always drives me
it should
crazy
be
when
equitable. It should be equitable. I'm not saying that he should be destitute, but I also believe so. And listen, this is a group chat of women who have been married and have been aggrieved. The majority of the women in this group chat, they lost their spouses not due to anything that they did, but because them scoundrels was out there ducking and diving and dropping it low and spreading it wide, and then all of a sudden they want to fall in love with the Walmart girl, you know, or the girl, who running around DC, doing things unmentionable, So they,
I hear you on
that's
that.
why that's
I
why
hear
they
you on that. I hear
why
you on that.
they didn't want to leave these downtrodden Negroes that they was over there building their lives with, having babies with, trying to be, a family with. So they're in the group chat single now because somebody has betrayed them.
Well,
And some
I got empathy for them type. But I would just say though, it always that situation is interesting because it's just like the 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 battle between the haves and the have-nots, right? And I'm sure a lot of men have had this feeling, this situation, right, where it's like uh you know to people who don't have it, don't have that responsibility or obligation, they think it's nothing. Like how many times have you been told all you do is the money, all you provide is finances? Well, that's almost everything, because if I ain't do that, then that wouldn't be there would be nothing else, right? But let's say
well,
but
you got to do nurturing. Don't minimize it to money, and that's what that group chat
But
feels
but
like.
but but that's what women are doing. Like they'll do this. They'll say like, "Oh, basically, money ain't a thing until it is a thing." And for people be saying that when they don't, it ain't you ain't in their pocket. Oh, we going on this vacation. Okay, that's a flight, that's a hotel, that's food, that's this and that. Not to mention the day to day expenses that I still also have to cover, right? But then
Right.
now it, it's fine when it's when you the sponsor, right? But the moment you be like, okay, like like the dinner thing. Hey, you know, I ate $50 and you ate 100, so here goes the bill, the $100, and now you got a problem. Now, why you got a problem when this is what you consume? You know what I mean? But it's a problem because you have to pay for it now, which
It's the
that
position of
that
the
issue
conversation.
but
It's the
that
same.
issue was already there. It's like the whole thing is somebody got to pay. Somebody
But you
got to pay.
position the
So
conversation after I ate the meal. It's the same thing. I'm thinking you do not allow, you got to position these discuss before you eat the meal. You got to position these discussions before you
But
propose.
before you eat the meal, you don't know. You ain't sitting there like you said. You got eyes to see. I'm only drinking water. I'm eating the free stuff, the bread they put on the table. You done ate a meal, some wine, couple drinks in glass, this, that. You done feasted on it. You don't see for yourself that man, he ain't really partaking. You haven't even offered to put a put a forkful in his mouth of food. And then now you wonder when the bill come, oh, I ain't eat all this stuff, but there ain't even no measure of gratitude, appreciation, just the fact of somebody knowing that you did that. You know how like sometimes you could be somewhere and someone like people who know other people who's sharing the responsibility be like, you covered this for me? And you be like, wow, I really appreciate that. And they go and they try to break down and share this with you because they know how much of a burden this is. But a
So,
man can't even get that. It's just expected. You like just throw all your resources out for what? For the benefit of what? Of like this companionship or company or whatever.
okay, so let's go back. So I hear that this has aggrieved you as well. But I want to let you know that I have empathy for your condition. But for the male condition, if you want that to change, what women are asking for is the conversations to be positioned in such a way that it is negotiable. So like before you take my black ass out to dinner, okay? Let me know that you have an expectation for me to be for
Well,
me
I
to
agree
be
with that. I
for
don't have no problem with them terms because I'll be doing that anyway. Like I say, when I come to the table, I say this. I don't care if you wife or whatever. If you get pregnant and
me.
I say if you're a wife and you get pregnant, I'm still getting DNA check, paternity test. I don't care.
You know,
That
that
don't
would
that
that was saying don't do this because the group chat right now has not said don't do this. Don't start stuff you can't finish. Okay. Now I don't know if you start- now that's going this is going, you know what? And I'm not time going too fast. We already been on here 50 minutes. Now you done started a conversation about NA. And that's I'm sure that group chat gonna be fired up after this podcast goes off because that has actually happened. And
hmm
that is hurtful. So you got to be careful what you're about to
That
say.
what's hurtful is to find out that this baby ain't yours. Uh, mama's baby, papa's maybe for sure, and that has happened many a times. So to me, I just need to know. I need the peace of mind,
So
sanity of knowing. You know,
wife,
hmm?
even if it's your wife,
Even if it's wife, even if it's wife, because nowadays these type of terms don't mean nothing to females and males
what
too. I ain't
kind
taking males off the table. So
of
these things don't really mean nothing. So you need to know these things, in my viewpoint. You know.
I so I hear you, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you have to remember we talked about discernment. I
Mm-hmm.
have to push back and say anybody that has a partner that they have that level of distrust for, that they would have to ask, is this my child? And they're your spouse. I'm questioning your level of discernment.
So may I
Like
ask you a question about discernment then? Using that measuring stick, I want to
let's do
ask
it.
you.
Do it. Do
Do
it.
you think that in the story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, was the problem that Adam had a discernment issue with this gift of a woman that God took out of his rib? Was his problem did was God's trust and Adam's trust misplaced in allowing Eve to frolic to and fro? Was it because
My-
if the edict is everything but this one fruit, just everything but this, and Adam been here before her all this time, and it didn't never touch it, didn't mess with it, didn't mess with
what
nothing.
What
What was his problem? Was it discernment, or was it just that this
well,
sweet, beautiful helpmate that got created out of his own rib?
in this scenario, since there was only one, discernment could not be a factor because there was a decision-making process employed. But to add clarity to what Adam and Eve is a symbol of, is it symbolizes the human condition that we're all talking about, that when there is abundance, fruitfulness, and we are given choice, there are going to be some that live within the boundaries and others that always cross the line. So
Is it
that's the
some? Is the symbol of some, or is the symbol of the feminine side has the desire for this element of pushing the boundaries to make it a little bit more dangerous, or it
well,
just ain't enough. It ain't enough that we got
listen,
this paradise. It ain't enough.
well, how about me flip this to you on another? Look at all the men in the world that
Hmm.
already ain't paying for. Let's do Saquon Barkley. He got babies with in the same year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. He got and all the other men who you can't take of the 1, 2 that you had within your marital
I
confine.
hear you on that.
Then you're gonna
I
have
hear
4,
you.
5 other babies. So what it says is a part of our human condition is there are going to be some because I'm gonna use Saquon because he's such a visible person. He could have snipped himself. You can sleep with all those women, but you ain't got to be procreating with them, right? Not in 2026. This ain't 1806.
Well, I think that
Okay.
I think the procreation part of it wasn't what he was signing up for. I think
Oh,
he was.
I object.
Well,
I
I
push
have
the
personally
pause.
talked to I have personally talked to a couple of Saquon types, and I also was curious. Like, man, once you got the number 7, you ain't think like, how number 8 and 9 come along when you. And they
Right.
told me, I ain't think she would be. Why would she want to have a baby? We don't even know each other. Why would she even want to have a baby by me? And I'm thinking, come on, man. You can't be that
You
naive.
can't
But
be that dumb.
brothers are. We
No,
are
they're
this
not.
naive. We are like, well,
You
we
gotta
we just
gotta be
having this kind of fun
one.
together, but we don't even
They
really know each
started
other like that.
to fight you. And I always tell him I love you, my brother. I can't lay no hands on bald headed brother. But I'm telling you, you do this by a matter of practice. Is see how you just gave these men an excuse. You just gave them excuse.
No,
They
I'm
said
telling
that,
you, I'm sharing with you what they told me because I also was confused. So they told me, they were like, I I thought we was having fun. I didn't know. It's like, I didn't. Why would she want to have a big? They when they come to hearing about a baby, they're like, why would you want to have it? We don't know each other. You know what I mean? I don't think that that's what they really signed up for. Is what I'm finding out. But I'm just thinking to myself, but why you keep doing that though? Like a
why
million
do you
times.
do it when there's
Yeah.
options? We're in 2026. So everyone needs to be responsible. And
One hundred
I'm going to give
percent.
you the win that there is something wrong with the human condition. So I go back to your Adam and Eve story, which was a symbol, it's a representation of what we are going through and experience in life. Because remember the Garden of Eden was abundance, beautiful,
Mm,
everything lacked
mm-hmm,
nothing. They saw none
mm-hmm,
of the impurities. It was perfect,
mm-hmm.
except for that one. There's
Yeah.
going to be some people who are always going to want more.
Mm-hmm.
But there's then,
That's true.
if we reference Adam, who could be male or female, he just happened to be in this story. He was the man that he is going to live within the boundaries that have been established.
One hundred
So
percent.
So this says a lot about the human condition. And what we could do, because we are grows as breadcrumbs, is we could work to heal those people who always want to be the proverbial toe line crosser. And we
Mm-hmm.
could say, Y'all keep crossing that line, but the consequences can be great. Now, what is interesting to me is how all these men like Nick Cannon, and I'm saying the ones that are, famous, but let's do the
Mhm.
ones that's not famous, like the Barton Felder driver that got 11 kids, you know, where you like, like you got how many children and by how many baby mamas?
Right, right,
Like
right, right.
I went to a graduation party. This is I lie, I shit you not. And the girl was counting all her siblings and they were dad's siblings. So she's a child of one, right? But then she's like, and my brother Thomas and the list went on and on and on. Like I didn't know. I was like, who the daddy? Who the mama to all these? Because I know that had 11 other children to
Damn,
this.
I ran into a dude that had 30.
No way.
Yeah, he was a
No
club
way.
owner. He had 30. And so I was like,
No way.
what? That's
No
wild.
way.
So, those things are absurd to me too. I mean, those are like the oddities. I
Don't
don't know how to
don't make them outliers. Then we gotta go
30.
with
That's a high
that's crazy.
that's
That's like
extreme, ain't it? That's
that's
super
there's
extreme.
something wrong with that. That person has when you have created 30 lives, unless you are a billionaire, someone is suffering. You cannot say that someone is suffering.
No doubt.
You should be
No doubt.
suffering. Someone
Hmm.
is suffering. You cannot provide for 30. I
You
mean,
can't be a
it's
significant father for 30 kids, because I
no
wonder if
way.
you could even remember all their names and birthdays. You know what I'm
Birthday,
saying?
right? I mean,
You
think
can't be
about
at
how
all their events.
I remember when we got to 20 employees. It was hard for me to remember everything about those employees. And then I also remember the pressure that I felt to continue to create the earning structure so that I could take care. So that has to be quadrupled when they're your
Hmm.
own children, because at
Hmm.
least I had the luxury of letting people go if it
Right,
got
right, 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 right,
but you
right.
can't let nobody go who's your
Nope.
child. They're gonna so like I cannot imagine, and that to me represents a lack of discernment when
Hmm.
or when that is a decision. And again, in 2026, when children don't have to happen, you could use a condom, you could do so many, but 100% of the time I hear from all these people who have all these, I don't like condoms. It ain't the necessarily the woman saying, I don't want you to wear a condom. It's like, I don't really
But
like condoms.
sometimes it's the woman doing that too. Sometimes it's
Don't
the woman going and getting the thrown out condom. And you
that
know,
is an outlier.
but that well now that behavior is outlierish, right? I
That's an
mean,
outlier.
I don't know. I think this predatoristic uh, mentality by men and women both is wild to me, because in its purest state, when people really do care about each other for who they truly are,
Right.
then all this stuff wouldn't matter. Like right now, if I really did, if I had met Oprah and I really did care about Oprah, and she wanted me to do a prenup, the one of the things that would demonstrate that I do, it would be like, you give it to me, I'll sign it right now. I don't care about this prenup.
Well,
I don't care about what you
that's
have.
good information for the group
It-
chat that
mhm,
it's a demonstration that you care about more than the money. So I
mhm.
think the group chat will feel good about that. But I also think that the positioning of the conversation needs to change. And I also
That's a
think
good
that
point.
the position of, and I think men need to think about more than the right now assets. Because what if that woman quadruples your worth? You know, do we get nothing?
Well, well, I think that if well, there's some cases, right, where there's a clear and definite thing that a woman, um, is responsible for your doubling up your finances, right? So let's just say the woman is the one who invests in your business, or you know uh starts you off in these type of ways, has this idea and all that stuff. Like, she definitely has to get the attributed credit that she did this for you, you know and you
Oh,
wouldn't have
see,
been able to do that otherwise. And a lot of
the
men be
I
telling me
love
that. Hmm?
the group chat's gonna love you. So we
Well,
get
I've heard some of my homeboys and some of you know have said that. Like they'd be like, "Well, I owe everything to my wife," and like
Mhm.
you know they say like, "Well, my wife is the one who um, gave me the money to start my business or invested in
Right,
my thing or
right.
signed this lease for me and stuff." And those men, they blessed. Like I think, like definitely those ones that got a woman like that, they totally blessed. So I hope they
Women who
appreciate
have
it.
men like that feel blessed,
Hmm?
right? Like, I think women who have men like that feel blessed. So, again, I think we need to be do a lot of reframing and a lot of healing in
Hmm.
relationships. Things don't have to just be protection, and that's what I
Hmm.
see. It's everybody's protecting each other. And the group
Hmm.
chat just wants you to let your bald-headed brothers, because they all bald-headed. I told them, I said, most of them I seen, they lost their hair because they hadn't been kind to women. And, they
Nah,
said,
because the women make you pull your joints out, man. They make you want
"Y'all
to pull your
all
hair
bald-headed
out.
because you're not treat nobody." You went on listen, and listen, we too young in our podcast to get canceled. You told everybody that Oprah, you got eyes, and Oprah ain't got the standard of beauty.
Shout
Oprah,
out to Oprah. I don't mean it. I don't mean it in no
I ain't
negative
saying
way.
that. Oprah, that's what he said. Look, I'm gonna throw you right under the bus.
Well, you know, Oprah a big body Benz, no doubt. You know, she a big body Benz, and she ain't she ain't fitting that like
Listen, Oprah
archetype
has
of
not
standard.
heard our
People be like,
Oprah don't know our car discussion, so she might not like big body Benz. I think you need to say that differently, because this definitely she don't know what we said about, because we had the vintage cars and all that. See,
right, right, right.
don't get in
But
trouble.
she definitely, like you know, like I say, she definitely got some value. Like somebody will, but a person gonna want to drive that car because they could be like, what? I want to know what a billionaire boss queens is like. You know, what's that's like? You know, somebody
Listen,
would want to drive that because they want to be like, but that's not for the right reasons. You know what I mean?
that's not,
See, that's
no,
that
that's
ain't
not.
the right reasons. And I feel like again,
And
like
I don't
women
with
need to
that.
check themselves too because they be doing a lot of stuff for the wrong reasons now. You know what I mean?
Right? You know what?
You know.
Women do. We women fall in love with love, and I think they, like I said when we started this conversation, the group chat was on fire about red flags, because they said
Mm.
red flags when you having these discussions after you
Hmm.
know already gotten the ring. And I said, well, what's a in between flag? And they said, well, the yellow flag would have been if they were like, well, like, do you really want to get married? And like that would have been like an
That's
in between.
funny, man. That's
Yeah.
funny. You know what it get me thinking of when you're saying that is this like, you know how, like you said, you know, there's all these things that could happen, you know, in this day and age. But let's just say two people they meet each other, they totally strangers, right? And they about to do something sexually with each other. And they don't, you know, they just met each other today, right?
Mhm.
In the back
Damn.
of these, yeah, in back of each other's mind, they're thinking, well, I hope he don't have no STD and this and that stuff, right? And I hope that I don't get pregnant or this, but they still do it. You know what I'm saying? And then in how they're doing it, they're leaving an impression on each other because the dude might be like, well, she ain't even care if I had no condom or nothing, so she must be doing this all the time. So all this stuff, and then the girl might be thinking the same thing, but then after the fact, after this whole dance is all over, that's when they start talking like, well, how regularly do you go to the doctor get checked up? Do you this? What I mean? Like, how do I got anything to worry about now? Are you on birth control? After the whole thing, now you
That's
get
a
it.
discernment issue, brother. Those are
But it's like
idiots.
you said, it's the position of when the conversation is had. Because I'm like, now it don't matter. It really don't matter because whatever the reality is going to
It's
happen
done.
because it's done now. So, but now you just want to get peace of mind. And I'm telling you, so many people do this stuff and they like disrupt their peace of mind that they disturb for months afterwards until they be like, "Woo, I'm past the period now and nothing happened, so everything good." You know what I mean? and she done had a period and this and that. Like, so we good now, you know.
Y'all
But why live
gamblers.
like that? Why live
No,
like that?
exactly. And we don't gotta gamble, not with our lives, you
Yeah,
know.
I'm with
So
you on
so
that.
let's do a quick recap because the
Mhm.
group chat gonna be on fire tonight. Now, and I'm trying to make sure that you okay. One, you backed off of. Let's make sure everybody heard you back off. Uh, all of that blasphemy, okay, for which we will not discuss. But that was not where you was going. That was not where he has said objectively that there are males that need to be more accountable. We thank you for that. So if your buddy's getting in a group chat, let them know this is an accountability group.
No
Okay,
doubt. No
this is an
doubt.
accountability group. So we don't want
All
none
my
of their.
brothers are extremely accountable.
I don't
We
want no
all extreme.
I want accountability. They welcome in the group chat, right? These women are,
Mhm.
and guess what? They're open to talking, right? They want to talk, but
Mhm.
they don't want it. They don't want you not to be reflecting on yourself. And you had a hard
Mhm.
time, but you came back today and you did it. I'm seeing so much growth. I see this is what the Rose Garden does for you. It helps you grow, and it seemed like it helped your boys
Helps
grow.
only me. Hopes you grow too. And on all of y'all, all y'all people with questionable car facts.
Listen, I want
It
you to
helps
know.
all y'all grow.
I want you to know I'm a host of the group chat. Very much an outlier. I've been married a very long time and I have a
Right, right.
successful marriage. And so
But you got room for growth, as we all do. You know,
I
like
do
I feel like I was solid before I came to this Rose
to the
Garden from Grandma Rose's guidance
you
and
had
all
some
this
work.
stuff.
You had some work to do. Come on, you had some work to do. Like
You
now I
too.
see that
We all
I
do.
I had work. I had work. But at least I was like honest about it. Like I think you really, like when you go into these themes and you really believe like women be out here plotting. And that's
They
not
do.
what's oh
They do.
this
Y'all do. Y'all do. Y'all do be plotting. Y'all be plotting. I mean,
this much.
this just because y'all plotting though doesn't mean, because I think like just because something is true doesn't make it bad. You know what I mean? It's like right now, like just to be real with you. You know, most men want to have a beautiful wife. You know, not for nothing. So that's not a bad thing. Just because a
No,
man wants to have a beautiful wife, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with
but
that at
it
all.
is I have the beholder, correct?
But see now, the only reason why that be bad is if it's another woman that wants him and she don't feed his standard of beauty. Now for her, it's bad.
Uh, that's bad.
Whereas a woman who does fit his standard of beauty he wants, then it's not bad for her. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the
This
day,
Do
the,
you know I'm tired. I told you I'm sleep deprived. I don't know what the hell you talking about. We gotta get on this nonsense. I'm gonna meet you back same time, same place, same bad channel next week. I'm too tired. You talking about if you're beautiful to him, maybe I don't know what you talking about now. I
you
done
know what
lost
I'm
it.
talking. That's why I say you need some help. You need to improve in this rose garden. We gonna get you there though. Don't worry,
You-
brother. We gonna fix them all up. You know what I mean?
What's your last words before we get out of here?
You know, I guess I had something on my mind, but it slipped it. With that,
Listen, he's
it
having a
slipped it with
senior
what you
moment.
said. But you know, all I just say is everybody take care of yourself until next time.
Till next time, he's having a
Mm.
senior moment. This may be the group chat they might even be a little forgiving because he is a senior citizen. He don't like tell nobody, but he about to get his AARP card.
No, I'm in the brain fog too because I've been burning the light at both ends. You know, so
Well,
I
I
need to
want you to get
probably take a little nap.
yeah, rest and peace and blessings to you all. See you next week in the Rose Garden. Bye for now.